Hello. 과하잖아요, over here. 그까지 범어 인사래라 아주 티샤. 보다 인식을 안해. 범어를 섬기도. 땅한 딜러들라는 건 무셔서 뭘 Aja, can you please tell me how you got back to life after your brother passed away? 당시들 아니랬어. If you're grieving or you're dealing with the loss of somebody, that itself is a blessing because you knew this amazing person that you're feeling this much of a loss when they're no longer in your life. I think just proves you were so lucky to have known them, to have had somebody like that in your life. To explain my process and how I'm dealing with things, it goes like hand in hand with who my dad was, like our connection. And so 당문일라니 빨라고 레티스트 쇼도 삼스든 정말 인질라 기지 전부든 저랑 심할리기를 섬기더라. 니 빨라체. This is so hard for me. 니 빨라체 수놈 다르게 시오래 니마. 그때 구쇼 그때 달로래 그때 um제 정지 첨부 수놈 다기라스. 니 빨라 돈이다. 달로로 숨 걸걸. Pala was a monk, and when my Pala gave up being a monk, it was still in him. Like, that's just who he was as a person. My earliest memories are being on his shoulders, him taking me to kindergarten, and us praying together. He never asked me for much. He would only ask for me to pray with him. Yeah. 신준에 빠랑을 개찌게 말을 디마지. 비디다 엄마창인데 찔레이 말라. 나보 약탄 마땅 후도 과가서 좀자 드무제 주에는 빨라 근디는 더 갈라는데 야가 창마 통그래. 더니 숨상지 야가 되면 반이고 빨라다 빨라 개념도. 근데도 video judo, it's like I'm climbing a rock and instead of saying get down from there, Bala just let me experience things, and he thought it was cool, or he thought I was so capable and strong, and I think that really framed my mindset into me seeing a lot of things that I do or anyone does in a positive way. I'm very grateful for everything he instilled in me and left with me. Not in a material sense, but mentally. That helps me the most. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say anything in past tense, because I do think that grieving and losing someone is not it's not something that just happens once and you're better. It's more like an action you are taking subconsciously every day, but consciously, sometimes when you miss them more or feel their loss more than usual. When I was a newborn, like fresh out into the world, there's a picture of me in the hospital, like baby crate, and my dad to the right of me looking over me. And when he passed away, I was there and I was to the right of him, pretty much looking over him, and he passed away around 3:30 p.m. and I was born around 3:30 a.m. My brother would always tell me that I was the most important thing to him, and because I was his only family. He didn't have his parents, he didn't have any siblings. It was just me, and he would remind me of that. And so everything felt really full circle. Once he passed, I feel like I could see him in the room, like sitting somewhere else, kind of watching everything. And I noticed so many little things about the way he was sitting that are very him, like his mannerisms. So I thought, I never want to forget these little details, and I wrote down things that reminded me of him. If you lost someone in your life recently, or it's been a long time, but there are things that like always remind you of them, I would encourage you to write them down. Growing up, I didn't picture myself married with a family. Like, not to say I never thought I would, but I couldn't picture it because I didn't know who I would do that with. One thing that I was excited for was giving my dad a grandchild, because I was the only person in his life, or like family, and he's so good with kids. I wanted to see him with my kid, knowing that my kids, if I have kids, will never have him as a grandpa or as just someone in their life is a sad thought. But I can't think about these things every day. You can't change these things. Instead, I can think about the qualities that made him an amazing parent, and to think about how I want to be more like him, or instead of just crying and being sad about like picturing that and being sad that it will never happen, there's very little use for that. Now you can give it use, and you can think of ways to spin it positive, because you can always do that. You can make it positive by picturing that, knowing it can happen. You can feel sad about it, of course, it's natural, but then taking it and thinking, well, how can I be more like my dad so my kids can still have that if I have kids? And it's not exactly what you planned, or not exactly what I planned or what I'm picturing, but it's close. And it's what he would want. Maybe you can practice that. If there's something that you miss or you want, but you can't have, how can you kind of do it? A year after my dad passed, like for the 1 year of his death, like anniversary, I wanted to go to India to be closer to him. Upon going there, because I went there, I met my husband, and wouldn't you know it, it was the 64th Yarki, 4 and 6. Just doing things that you feel like you need to do, that are compassionate, that make you happy. I feel like eventually you make the decisions that make your life. And even though the person is gone, it doesn't mean you can't do things that you enjoyed together, or it doesn't mean that necessarily all of your experiences are gone. This person just physically isn't there, but if you are provoking feelings that you think this person would bring to the world, they're not really gone. I feel like my dad always brought some kind of laughter or joy to his environment, like even if we're at a restaurant. And so if I'm at a restaurant, even alone, and I can bring that, then my dad's not really gone. He's just not physically there. My dad always gave something to any homeless people that we saw on the street. And so whenever I see someone who needs help and I'm able to give them a little bit of money, I again feel like he's not really gone. And that makes me feel happy too, because I know it's what he would do. I know it's what he would want. But yeah, you don't get better and just completely move on. You don't just think through these things all in one day or in one mental conversation and realize, like, this person is gone, but I can still act as them in their best, or like take a certain action that they would take, and like it's like they're not really gone. I'm healed. It's not like that, honestly. I think through things like this all the time. And then sometimes, you know, you might get carried away after seeing a picture of them and realize the same things I said earlier about how you're never going to talk to them again, and they can hit you completely differently, and you can feel like you're feeling all those things for the first time. Feelings are temporary. You can take them and you can make them into something else. At the end of the day, I feel like the easiest way to come up with a good answer is, what would he or she want me to do? And usually it's probably take care of yourself. Do things that you enjoy. When I say do things they would do, I don't mean do something that they would enjoy. You can if you would like to, but ultimately they would want you to be happy. Do something that makes you happy and is good for you, and take care of your health. I have a text from my pala that he texted me on my birthday one year, and it's really stuck with me, and it says, live a happy and healthy life. And so, you know, I like to take care of my health, and I do the things that make me happy. I noticed very early on that feeling the loss of my dad is being grateful. 댕기가 좀 김미 약불도 걸 다랑 미즈나 미인데 약부지 투여를. Like, for a second in this video, I want to focus it not on the person lost, but on you. And yeah, I think you should try new things. I think no matter what age you are, it's fun to start a new hobby. Like, whether it's something you like to do or something you've never tried before. Like painting, there's so many painting tutorials. If it's a certain type of dance, like, and it's more fun if it doesn't come naturally. If you really have to watch like many tutorials and you don't get it at first, I feel like it feels even better when things click back for you. Or playing an instrument, or things that you think are like impossible, you can never picture yourself doing. You can do those things. Dealing with the loss of someone, the biggest part of that is you. It's not the fact that they're gone. That is the variable that you cannot change. The other part of that is yourself, and that is what you can change. And you can do that either with actions like trying something new, or treating yourself to what you like to eat or what you like to drink. And these are things that you can do, that they would want you to do, you should do. You probably miss the way they loved you, the way they care about you. Also care about yourself in that way. Like, if it's hard for you to humanize yourself in that way, and if it's weird for you to hear that, or look at a picture of yourself when you were a child. There's not much that you can do when it comes to going back in time or bringing them back. But really, you probably just miss how they made you feel, for yourself the love that they want for you, to be the type of person that they know you to be. If you miss them this much, then I know that they know you through and through. They know exactly who you are. They know how kind you are. They know how kind you are. They know how capable you are. So be that person. Be really sad, and I think it would make them sad if, with them being gone and them not being here anymore, for the world to also lose you and your joy and, you know, the happiness you could bring to the world. Be mindful that we're still here and we still have people that love us here and people that we have to show up for. And instead of being lost in someone's loss, just remember how much they loved you and what they want, and be them for someone else. Like I started off this video, a person is their actions. I want to be who my dad was for me, to my husband, family. My dad was so reliable. I want to be reliable to everybody. I want to spread kindness everywhere like he did. Someone is home, so I'm gonna have to end this video. But yeah, I'm so sorry. It was kind of everywhere.
Sen az hayır.